Hello, welcome to Level Headed. Today we're going to go over Madalina Cojocari. The parents have been arrested for failure to report a missing person or a missing child. I just want to check my sound real quick. All right, sound is good. We're going to play this article here first, then we'll get into some of the other stuff that I have that's going on here. Some interesting key points that I will be bringing up, and we'll go from there.
Well, tonight the search continues for 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari of Cornelius. She's been missing for weeks now. Today, Cornelius police arrested Cojocari's stepfather and mother. They say the two failed to report her disappearance to law enforcement. WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker joining us in studio, breaking down what we know so far and what experts have to say.
The FBI is involved in this investigation now. We spoke to a former agent who says the timeline of events is the most perplexing thing about this case. Now, first, she was reported missing on December 15th, but police say she was last seen on November 23rd right here. And normally, when a child is missing from school for even a day, a note is emailed home. So the question tonight, did the parents know she was missing before reporting it?
It's a nice neighborhood. I never would have thought that.
People would describe this Cornelius neighborhood as a quiet one until...
We're going to pause right there for 1 second because there was a Facebook post done in, I think in Russian or in Romanian, that the mother changed her Facebook profile, and I will get to it in a little bit, on December 9th. So keep that date in mind, and we'll also go over the school schedule too. Thank you everybody for being here. If you're just coming in, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Yes, I know. Yeah, I'm Levi over there, just so you know. So people that are in from the group, that is over there, and definitely go and share. If somebody here, one of the mods, can share that Facebook group, is the place for the latest and greatest updates. And then we're going to go into the parents being arrested, and the stepfather and the mother. And then we're going to go into some more of the oddities that we've found. So we'll continue on here. I got there's a lot of different stuff that came out that it's within the last couple of hours, the news has really been hitting this hard. So it's been breaking on several different channels.
Recently.
Yesterday, there was all the commotion we had. There must have been, 40, people out there.
Friday night, police searching for 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari and investigating her home for evidence. Early Saturday morning, Cornelius police arresting Christopher Palmer, her stepfather, for failure to report the disappearance of a child to law enforcement. Just hours later at 10:15 a.m., her mother, Diana Cojocari, also taken into custody.
So I wanted to stop there for a second. Everybody keeps talking about these marks here. And then these lines here. I don't see, I see these marks here. To me, it looks like some type of rash, or I don't know. It doesn't look like a branding or anything like that. Maybe stress. These look like not sleeping. Same thing here on his eyes. Look like not sleeping. Looks like they're tired. Oh, that's a good point. Maybe a rug burn. Maybe. I mean, birthmark, I don't know. Maybe she just doesn't have makeup on in the picture. And she always has that, because in the other pictures that I've seen that have been out there, definitely shows her with a lot of makeup on. So I just wanted to point that out. We don't know if this is anything. Just wanted to say, like, here it's really, really cold. You can see right here in my cheeks. I was outside doing some things, and it's like 19 degrees right now here. So it was freezing cold outside when I was doing some things earlier. So that happens to me too. But I don't know. Interesting. It looks like she's gained some weight compared to some of her other pictures, and we'll get into some of those too. Some kind of skin rashes, eczema. Yeah, I think so too. So we're going to go into some more stuff here.
Taken into custody.
It's very concerning that something like this could happen, that it was so close to us.
Neighbors puzzled by the news, some telling us the family kept to themselves.
Well, I would assume that they are suspects.
Quentin Williams, former FBI agent and investigator, says the timeline of events isn't adding up. Madalina was last seen on November 23rd, but weeks later was reported missing to the school on December 15th, 22 days later.
You would assume that the district would ask after a few days because they send notes home. And now in the digital age, we all get emails when our kids are out of school for one day. So the parents knew immediately that the child was not in school,
leading him to believe the reason for both arrests on Saturday.
They didn't report it.
We spoke to a dozen neighbors who tell WCNC Charlotte they noticed burning in their backyard at all hours starting on November 27th, including Saturday morning, just hours before her mother was taken into custody. Today, neighbors still left heartbroken by the news.
I hope that, she's run away or something and comes back.
And questions start having answers.
All you can do is hope and pray.
We reached out to Cornelius Police Department to see what that next step is for the investigation, given it's still ongoing, but they did not return any of our emails or phone calls as well. Now, if you know anything that could lead to an arrest, you're encouraged to call Cornelius Police Department or authorities. Jane?
All right. We're going to get to, hold on here one second, as take this off the screen here. Hi, Bees Knees. I'm going to go to, and thank you, Cali Thunder, for sending this to me. All right, here's the school schedule. I can zoom in some more here. Let's take a look. So we got November 23rd is circled. So I'm going to take myself off the screen while we go over this. So November 23rd is circled there. So annual leave days, there's 10 of them. The circle means that. Holidays mean a square box. Work days would be like teacher work days, I take it. Last day of the quarter, early releases is like a box here. Is a holiday for 12-month employees only. Makeup days, so December 20th and 21st are makeup days. So we have here December 23rd. You guys can all see that pretty good there. So that's a scheduled day off. Then Thursday was Thanksgiving. Then Friday was the day after Thanksgiving. So there's no school for those 3 days. So the next day reporting back to school will be the 28th. So you got the 28th, 29th, 30th. You got the 1st, the 2nd. So that's 1 week. So that's 5 days, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14 days that went by before she was reported missing. So here's what my thought process is here. So with the big old flu that's been going around in several countries and here, that, let's say that was, I don't know if there was any reporting earlier, but let's just say that, quote unquote, that happened and the child had it and had to be out of school for a certain amount of days. So that could have been reported on, say, the 28th or the 29th, which would have been 2 weeks. And then they had to report again, maybe. And they decided to tell the school that she was missing. My thing is why wait that long? Something's not right here. And the burning of stuff in the back. But then we have somebody in chat. They bring up a good point. Again, anytime my son has missed school, his school never reaches out, which is bad. So there's that as well, too. So they need to check their Romanian or American passports for travel. I agree 100%. So we'll get into the picture that was posted. Hold on there 1 second. So let's go here. Okay. So I'm going to bring this picture up here for a reason. So, and everybody else that's just coming in, please hit that thumbs up button there. It really helps the channel out. Thank you. So I wanted to bring this picture up. So what I did with this picture is I zoomed in on the glasses. So anybody that's watching, if you know where this picture is at or you've seen it floating around, zoom in on the glasses. So we're going to do as far as it will zoom in here. So that's as far as it will zoom in here. So that looks like an open field in her glasses here. So I asked somebody earlier where this picture was taken. Some say in Romania, some say not. Hold on there 1 second. Sorry about that. We're going to point out some other things here too. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back to that picture.
We do it all at Closets by Design. Closets, garage, home office, and more. Take 40% off, plus get 12-month financing and
We got all sorts of things going on over here. We got music playing in the background that wasn't meant to be playing. It was an ad from another thing there. Let me just pull this picture back up. I want to point out some things. I don't know what I did when I clicked off of it. Hold on here 1 second, because I was chatting back and forth with some people. We're also going to bring up for that clove too. I want to talk about that a little bit as well. Let's do this so that I want to do one other thing here. Just bear with me for a second. I just don't want to show all conversations here. And you guys are doing some great work in the Facebook group there, by the way. I'm here to fight for this girl. Hey, all. Hello. Let's so I'm going to go back to this picture here. So this picture here, there, now we can zoom in. So see where they kind of are? It looks like a big, huge open field. So that's what I wanted to point out to you guys. I don't know where that is, but we can zoom in pretty good. Let's see if we can see better here. Can't really see anything. Some type of bag around her arm. But I wanted to zoom in here too. So it appears to me right here, she's got makeup on. You could tell by the contour here. So that's why I was saying earlier the redness that was here in her, you can see a little bit of it there. But she's got decent amounts of makeup or a filter on there. I don't know when this picture was taken. She changed her profile picture. That's what this is saying, is she changed her profile picture December 9th at 16:25, which would be 4:25. So I don't know where this picture was taken. Just interesting that she changed her picture. There's some thumbs up here. I don't know what these are, but changed the picture, but then there's like thumbs up and hearts and stuff. Doesn't say anything. But it's kind of weird if she's been missing since the 23rd or was last seen the 23rd. What was told to the police? You know, I just was thinking about that. We're going to get into another one. Hold on here 1 second. Hello.
Hey there.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Hey, everybody.
Do you know when this picture was from here?
There we go.
Madalina Cojocari has not been seen since the evening of November 23rd when she was spotted at her home in Cornelius, North Carolina. I don't know.
What is
Insight. I don't know why they took a picture like that.
Yeah, a side by side of a bush and of a vent.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to figure out that significance there too. We'll show this one.
What on earth?
So there you go. There's a 3-leaf clover.
Yeah.
So this is I forget what the translation was. Where's our translator at?
She's in here. Evangeline. What's the date? Do we have to interpret the dates too?
I don't know what the date is on this one.
Okay.
So somebody else posted this one. I didn't see what the date was there. Oh, that makes a good point. Crystal Star makes a good point. She was the Mary Kay rep.
Oh, so that was her. So there's actually quite a few Diana Cojocari's, and there was one on LinkedIn that wasn't Mary Kay rep, but I wasn't sure, if that was her or not. Hi, Karen.
See, this picture, so Sluggy says this picture was taken November 27th, was when this photo was put up. This is what the photo means. The fate of Madalina and mom.
What?
So.
That's frightening. What in the world?
Well, the picture says the fate of Madalina and her mom.
How would you interpret that? That sounds very dark and poetic to me.
Well, like I said again, so there's is that Madalina's hand or is that the mother's hand there? There's a pretty big hand, right?
We don't know we don't know if the mother has petite hands, but it kind of looks more like a child's hands, in my opinion.
Because then you see white shoes down there.
Yeah, like little tinnies.
Mom also added a picture of a dove flying in the sky to her featured photos on Wednesday.
What in the world?
Yeah. My whole thing really can't go on pictures because it doesn't prove the day it was taken, just the day it was put up. No, I agree with you guys there in chat. The thing that's alarming to me is did they were passports used?
Could the fate be the division of mom and child? Like, I know that not every language has 1,000 words for everything, like I know like English does, but could the fate be like the division, like she was being sent back to, I think it's Moldavia? I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm just trying to think of the best because that's not what I'm really thinking underneath. That's what I'm hoping, if that makes sense. This doesn't look good. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking at some of the other pictures here. Oh, that's what I wanted to show. So we'll go over this real quick. So the police department. So on December, let me zoom this in so I can read it. So on December 15th, 2022, at approximately 1:12 p.m., the Cornelius Police Department began an investigation, a missing person report involving a juvenile. The parents of the juvenile reported the juvenile missing to Bailey Middle School, where the juvenile attends school. The juvenile was last seen at home on the evening of November 23rd, 2022, has not been seen since. This is an active investigation. The police department is asking the public for any information that they may have on the whereabouts of Madalina Cojocari. She's an 11-year-old white female. She weighs approximately 90 pounds. She was last seen wearing jeans, pink, purple, and white Adidas shoes, and a white t-shirt and jacket. Anyone with information on Madalina Cojocari is asked to please contact the Cornelius Police Department at 704-892-7773 North Mecklenburg. Crime Stoppers at 704-896-7867 to remain anonymous.
So last seen wearing that outfit, by who?
I don't know. That's the question.
Huh.
Maybe a neighbor?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't specify if the parent said that's what she was last seen in. I would tend to agree. I'm Evangeline. Like, it does sound more literal, in my interpretation. I don't think a 3-leaf clover represents bad luck. I think a 4-leaf just is lucky because they're rare to find. It's kind of like a fun thing to hunt for one, I think.
So then that was on the, when did they post that last one? I just want to see real quick.
Oh, noon today, Sluggy says. Okay.
That was posted on December 16th at 7:43 on the 16th. This was posted at 8:17 p.m. So the last one that I read was in the morning. This one's on December 16th at 8:17. The Cornelius Police Department has requested and received assistance from the FBI and the South Carolina Bureau of Investigation in the search for Madalina Cojocari. In the past few hours, the FBI released the attached missing persons poster. So that's when they released this. Any information?
So they got on it the next morning after meeting with the school. Wait, were they arrested on the 16th?
I don't know. We're getting there.
Okay.
What's yesterday? Yesterday was the 17th?
No. Today is the 17th. No, you're right. Oh my gosh. Just
so yesterday, the press release, this was at 6:53 a.m. on December 17th, 2022. Cornelius police arrested Christopher Palmitter to failure to report the disappearance of a child to law enforcement. It was a stepdad of the juvenile who was last seen in Cornelius. That's interesting that they use those words.
Right.
Currently looking for Madalina. We are asking anyone with any information to please contact Cornelius Police. He's at the detention center. He's on $100,000 bond. So
It doesn't seem like that much.
well, I don't know.
I mean, if you think about her income and stuff.
But they're being charged with the failure to report a disappearance of a child. So it's not like, how do I put this in a way that it will make sense to people?
It hasn't elevated yet. Right.
Well, it's not like, not saying that the crime's a horrible crime. It is a bad crime, but it's like, they're not being accused of murder yet,
right,
or at all. So,
so
this is they just failed to report, but that's a pretty high bond of a failure to report something.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, I know what you're saying now.
So this was at 4:17, approximately at 10:15. The mother was arrested for failure to report. They won't be held long unless other evidence of a crime is found before they're due to be let out. I agree.
That's frightening to think about. Especially, like, we don't know if he is an international citizen. I believe I looked up his surname, Palmiter, and it was, I thought, German. So I don't know if he's also Romanian or Moldavian. Evangeline, are you familiar with that last name? Does that sound Romanian at all? I'm just hoping like they both don't skip out. Although I'm sure the judge can do terms of their release. They'll be bonded up by Monday, Sluggy. Probably.
Maybe. Depends on if they have, why, I don't know. They can bond themselves out? I don't think so. The sad thing is the evidence of a crime is the missing child. Yeah.
His last name, Palmiter, Evangeline. If I'm saying that correctly. Let me see. I have some notes. Oh, that is court appearance tomorrow at 9, and hers is until. Oh, interesting. No, I know Cojocari is, but his last name is different. His is Palmiter. Palmiter. His no. Okay, great. Thank you. Let's see. I'm going to check LinkedIn, and I'm going to see if I can tell if that's her. With the beauty or the, what was it? Avon, or not Avon, Mary Kay. Okay, yeah. Let's see.
It was on her LinkedIn.
But well, you guys are better than me. I couldn't tell if that was her or not. I was so undecided. Yeah, that does kind of look like her. I see what you guys mean now. Oh, a research analyst. Oh.
Yeah.
So she was that. Huh. Mary Kay. Unless you're really, really good, you can't do Mary Kay and make a full-time living off it. Maybe she is really good.
I'm just seeing that they haven't put anything in here when the court is, but
his business didn't seem, I mean, I could be totally wrong. It didn't seem, at least from a social media standpoint, that it was that big. Maybe he did side work and just didn't advertise. Some people don't. Let's see. Oh, weight loss program. I noticed that I thought that a couple of Cojocari, like they're just, instead of an I, it's a U. I don't know, in her family, I don't know if it's got just kind of a loosely, like, it's like adding an E to Smith or something, maybe. Let's see.
Well, so I want to touch on this. I get they are focusing on the parents. It makes sense, but I hope they don't get tunnel vision and not look in other areas too. Well, I was looking at what he kind of does. I'm trying to find the right words to say this. It's interesting that the FBI took over so quickly. I've noticed they've been doing that on more and more cases lately.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Let me see something here. I was going to go back to the...
Yeah, there is a very big lake. Well, it seems very big, close to their home. Let me pull it up. Hang with us, everybody. We're kind of sleuthing, like live sleuthing. Trying to figure out what that lake's name is.
Here's the lake.
Oh yeah, it is big. It's bigger than I thought.
And thank you, local people, that it's Lake Norman. There's roughly 550 miles of shoreline. It's huge.
Oh.
Yeah, and thank you, all you locals that are here that have been helping.
Yeah.
It's appreciated, trust me.
So their home is about within a couple miles of, it looks like little, like it fingers out into little bay type things throughout the community, it looks like. Oh,
come on. I don't know what's going on. Every time I click on something, it like bounces completely off.
it is a big area to search. Are their home is very close to the shoreline? Oh. Okay. Let me see if I can pull up their home. That looks like the neighborhood. Okay.
Are you at your computer?
I am. I don't have the exact address in front of me.
Here,
I know.
You want it?
You want to put it in private chat?
I mean, it's fine. It's out there everywhere.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. I just had the map up here that somebody shared earlier. it is include the public in this because in many cases that has helped a lot. Yes, they should. Address is 18413 Victoria.
Victoria Bay or something like that.
Drive. I'll tell you here in a second. I'll redo it.
Oh yeah, it took me straight there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Victoria Bay.
Okay. So they are literally. Oh yeah, 0.37 of a mile. I'm sure there's a more professional way to say that to the water. Okay. Geographic Park in the lake. Looks like a really nice little town. So they are on the corner.
Well, I wanted to bring this up too. So the backyard here, you know, like I don't know if this is like obviously there's a lot of traction through here.
Yeah, it looks like a like an alley almost kind of thing.
Well, they walked a lot right here. There's a lot of walking back and forth right here because all the other brush is like tall, like they never mowed this, but they walked a lot back and forth right here.
Is that a fire pit?
Take this one off and show. Yeah, that's the actual fire pit.
Oh my God. Okay. It does.
Here's the actual like alley.
So does that continue through behind everybody's? I know some cities have that. Some states have those.
I don't think so.
Okay. So it's kind of hard to see, to tell from. It's like a fence within a fence kind of thing.
Yeah.
I believe they bought that house in 2017 is what it said. So they've been there a while. Just makes you wonder, like, what could have gone wrong? I mean, I know there's things, but it's just like.
Well, the other thing is we don't know all the. Just because they're arrested for not reporting doesn't mean that there's not other stuff going on that they told FBI and they're just holding them. And it could also be just for their own protection as well. We don't know what's going on.
That's true.
So that was another thought that I had is how quickly FBI responded after they did report it.
Well, I think that's because of the international possibilities. I mean, isn't that when FBI tends to quickly get involved here? Is when there's a state to state?
I don't know. I mean, we don't know. I mean, the police could have went and looked at their passports and something was on there. We don't know.
Okay, well, can we talk about if there's other children in the home? Because there seems to be, I'm a little confused about that.
Well, I was just reading in the chat here that that house is empty. Now it looks like they emptied out the house. So that's, I was asking before I went live. Yeah, I see that, Crystal. It's called the State Bureau of Investigations, not South Carolina Bureau of Investigations.
Oh, so, okay. That's interesting. Okay.
I mean, do they own more than one house?
Oh, Jennifer, really? She was listed as living in another house in Cornelius, 2018. That's interesting. Oh, fire pits are common in the backyards in South Carolina. I wouldn't have guessed that, like in a suburban neighborhood.
Oh yeah, out here
Really?
everybody has a fire pit.
Well, I mean, yeah, but not like.
Not where I live, where I used to live. Like I
Right.
had
I
houses right on top of me. We always had fires.
guess depends. That looked like an actual like fire on the ground pit versus like the metal cauldron looking things.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know Sluggy tried to explain to me about the children. It was like there was 2 other children, but they weren't living there. But I've never seen any other pictures. Maybe he has kids from a prior.
I mean, he's 60 years old. She's 37, right?
Right. Well, she was born in 85. Is that, I can't do that in my head. Yeah, that would be 37, 38, I think. Oh, no other kids. Well, I got that mixed up big time. Well,
yeah. I don't know. This is going to be a good one to keep track of here. I'll tell you that much.
Let me look up HOAs in Cornelius. Wait, is this North Carolina? Yeah, it is. Okay. There's been a lot of cases.
Oh, yeah, it's North Carolina, not South Carolina. So I was way off earlier. I'm following another case that's in South Carolina that I'm covering.
That's what I'm saying.
Wednesday,
the Carolinas.
So, yeah.
I don't think it. Oh, it is. Wait. Yeah, it is Victoria Bay HOA. And that's the name of their street. So, it's not a huge website.
But HOA with house, what does HOA have to do with anything?
Oh, the rules.
The rules, but the rules are to do with a fireplace inside the house, not outside.
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here in Illinois, there's no rule for fire pit inside the house or outside on an HOA.
I lived in an HOA and we got tickets for having our basketball hoop out after like 6 p.m. So they can write their own rules.
True.
But I just didn't know if that was something unusual in that neighborhood or not. I guess Evangeline just keep sharing her poster, her flyer.
How old do you think she is in this picture?
It's like 10
or 11.
Yeah.
Where anybody know where this picture was taken?
That looks pretty recent. Her hair, look how long her hair is.
Yeah.
That looks like the same age and hair length is in the yellow picture, the yellow top picture. Thank you, Jennifer, for confirming. Where the wind blows, right? Or if you're talking about the basketball hoop, I know.
Yeah, I wonder if this is in North Carolina. And I apologize if I was saying South Carolina before. I'm getting the two mixed up all the time.
They traveled quite a bit. Like, and there was pictures on the mom's Facebook thing of like Niagara Falls, and that looked. I thought that was semi-recent. Boston. So they traveled quite a bit. I don't know if it was for a job or.
Yeah, see, this is the thing that gets me. She looks happy in every single one of the pictures.
Yeah.
So I just don't think they have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say she looks well kept. Everything matches. Her hair's always done. She looks well taken care of. But if they don't have anything to do with it, then why did they report it? Like, how do you manage that in your head? Like, that's not coming out right. But you know what I'm saying. You think that the parents are just how can they be innocent if they didn't report it? Is what I'm.
Because we don't know what's going on. Why are the FBI involved so quickly?
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of dangerous people out there, and we don't know. I still haven't seen what her complete background is and what she researches, but for who. I haven't looked at that company yet. Haven't looked at some of the things that he makes as well.
Yeah, the engravings and stuff.
Yeah. Why is that all that he did? Was that or there was
he
more?
Did like the wood burning, and then there was one picture of him. He looked kind of dressed old school Polish or something, and he made some kind of engraving, but it was like this big casted rock, and I don't even know. So it may have gone beyond. Oh, it's Canadian. Oh, well, that would make sense because he was from Michigan. Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah, there's just some things I haven't looked into yet. So,
right.
You know, just because they got charged with, I get it that it's wrong to not report it, obviously.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't know if they were being held on ransoms, or we don't know. We don't have all the details or the facts.
Right.
You know, and so I don't know. We'll for Virginia International Raceway. I know here in Ashe County, we called the police for a dangerous incident and they didn't even come to our house. Yeah, there's a lot of different factors that can play into this. You know, maybe they weren't, after they reported it, they didn't want to cooperate either. So maybe they're asked to be questioned and they didn't want to speak.
You don't get to do that, though. I mean, I guess you're right. I said, but you don't get to do that, though. You don't get to just, okay, well, you can do that, but then you can sit in jail until you feel like talking then. I don't know. I guess I would make a really harsh judge. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that we don't know enough details yet from the police. Yeah. I mean, just because the FBI went to the house doesn't mean anything yet.
Yeah.
Because we're always quick to jump that it doesn't look right to me. And when I say it doesn't look right, doesn't mean that the parents are guilty here. They're guilty of not reporting it, sure. But we don't know yet what's going on exactly.
Yeah.
And the police will obviously release that when they can. I just think that it's just really strange that they arrested them for that.
Right.
And that there has to be a reason why they arrested them for that. So,
yeah, well, hopefully they'll do some more updates. So they did, I think did you see the update or whatever with the with her eating ice cream?
yeah, I saw. Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call that, an update, but hopefully we get something a little more thorough than that. I agree, Greg.
Well, that also, I'll put this one up here. They have asked for the public's help to find her. I know. If you go back and you read those word for word on the different releases that they put out, words mean certain things in police minds when they are writing them to the public. So, like, if you go back and you look at, the Quentin Simon case, for example, the way that they were very stern and very thorough with that investigation, that, they didn't write stuff like what they're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to put some of those things into it. I'd love a press conference to know where we are at. I don't think we're going to get one until they find some more evidence. Evidence of where she is. I mean,
yeah. You would think they would come up with something, though, to get the public, just something, anything. It's kind of like you want help from people to help find her, and they don't owe us anything, but it's just kind of like a standard thing they usually do, though, give people encouragement or discouragement, like give us something else,
Well, whatever it was, is that they just thought so like the FBI just doesn't reach out to the local police department and say, hey, let us help you. Yeah. It's the other way around. So I don't know what's going on. It's just kind of really interesting that they so quickly into it.
Yeah, you're right. That is interesting. That is true.
Yeah, well, see, and then this is the other part of it. So, I mean, we don't know if they went out of country we don't know where they spent Thanksgiving at, whether it was at home, whether it wasn't. I'm beginning to believe that LE has developed a chip on their shoulder towards social media crime fighters and are deliberately not releasing information, which is only hurting the victims in some ways. I agree with you, but I've noticed that more and more of them are going to the paper statements as opposed to doing live press conferences.
But
my thing is if she was taken because somebody owed somebody money, or maybe there's a conflict back in mother's home country with something, maybe there's a problem in Canada, or maybe
the U.S. Embassy. I don't know if you saw that on one of the presser things.
Well, I mean, we just don't know. We really need to know if those passports were used, but they're not going to release that to us.
Right.
And the other thing is that's why everybody jumps so quickly to the parents. I don't know on this one. It just, I mean, I'd rather say that they're not and be wrong than to go, the other way around and be wrong, like accusing parents of doing something wrong and then come back to find out later that they had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be the other way around. It doesn't make sense that even after 20, I don't know. I have to go back and do some other case lookups and see uh, some of the other stuff. I prefer to be called a lazy sleuth. Can you hear me?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking about how, don't they have to present their case to the DA, or don't they have to get approval to go through with the charges? So they've got something enough to charge them both. That would
Well,
be
they got enough to charge them for the not reporting it, which gave them enough because they were able to charge them with that. That gave them enough probable cause to go to the residence.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, they had to do anytime that a child's missing, they automatically search whether they have a search warrant or not. They're searching.
Right.
So, so it wasn't unusual after there was charges that were already filed, and they were detained and arrested, and charges were filed. That I'm sure at that point it was easy for them to get a warrant, or that's enough probable cause just to search the property there. I mean, they didn't report her missing for days.
Yeah.
So
Let's see.
Well, and the other thing is I'm really interested in that picture that was posted on the 9th of December.
Right. So if you start looking one way, but then there's other things on making you think another way, it's here we go. It's one of those cases, but it's good that you're giving them the benefit of the doubt. I did not naturally do that.
It's just natural. It's just natural I did the same thing that you did.
Right.
Or the same thing that a lot of us do is you don't, I like to play both sides.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my opinion may be that they did something, but at the same time, what's the evidence or the support to back that up? But then you look at the other side of what happened if she was taken and there's a ransom being held.
Yeah.
We don't know if their house got robbed, or we don't know if they got held up at their house and they're holding the child. We don't know that stuff. And maybe that's why they didn't report it. Because they could be being held with a ransom over their head.
Yeah.
Those are the types of things that I think about. But obviously, the first thing everybody thinks of is they've been arrested already, so they did something.
Right. I guess because we see in other cases them hold off on arresting for so long until they've got an ironclad case. So I'll say me. I tend to think that they've got to have something really good, really, really, tough evidence to charge someone, because they put it off in other cases. But everything's different circumstances and stuff. So,
well, I mean, once they decided to report it to the school, they didn't even report it to the police.
right.
So that's enough for them to be like, what the heck's going on here? And then the next thing that they did is probably asked them to file a report with the police, and they probably didn't want to speak with them. So this is exactly right. Once you charge somebody, I mean, if they're not going to talk, and maybe they're scared to because of somebody doing something, I don't know.
Yeah. There's all kinds of situations out there, like weird, unusual things you've never heard of.
Yeah, well, that's a good point here too. By where's Crystal's comment?
The parents one.
Hold on here 1 second. This one.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be.
Yikes. It's possible. I mean, I think most movies get their ideas from real life situations, minus Stephen King. But I mean, things do happen, and they weren't all that forthcoming. Like, their social media wasn't like a lot of people's where, it's just packed full of stuff. You just get bits and pieces, so you don't know the whole story.
Well, the police are saying that the parents last saw her on the 23rd. I'll go back later.
You got to be really careful with that, because remember how it didn't specify that the parents said what she was wearing. It just said that she was last seen wearing this, but it didn't say by who.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, and that's the whole other thing. They didn't say parents last saw her on November 23rd. It just said last spotted.
Okay.
And I do agree here too. They didn't, with them not being forthcoming, it is taking attention away from finding her. Because everyone is focusing on the parents. Agree.
Yeah.
And that may be true by looking at the neighborhood.
I feel like the police have the power to stop a rumor, well, within reason, at any time, but they may have reasons why they don't. If they see the let's say the stepdad getting just hammered in social media for this, I mean, they can put a stop to that, but they don't. So I don't know why.
Population was 24,000 in 2010.
In that town?
In Cornelius.
That's
It's probably
small.
grown since then.
Right.
I mean, that's a big lake too. It's just north of Charlotte.
Yeah. It seemed like there was a lot of Romanian, like the culture in the Charlotte and Asheville, especially Asheville area. So that may have been what made them move from Michigan to North Carolina.
Well, I just think that he is getting older, so warmer climate.
Yeah.
Where is her bio dad in all this? When did he last see or speak to his daughter? That's a great question. That's something we're looking at. That would be how they remembered what she was wearing almost a month ago. It's a good point. Yeah, that's another good point.
About the bio dad?
Well, the bio dad and then what the Romanian family is saying.
Yeah, like a statement would be nice from them.
Yeah. Definitely.
Just to give us some idea of like what they're thinking. You would think there's a liaison between with
liaison?
her. What? Say it again.
A liaison.
What did I call it?
A liaison.
Oh, whatever.
A liaison.
Well, that word. It would be nice if there was one of those, like for the family, since they're, out of the country. I mean, everybody should have one within the country, but especially since they're out. That would be really nice.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, we still don't know who. Well, on the 23rd, they didn't have school, so we know that's not the school bus driver.
Yeah, let me see. What was that calendar? You know what? Now that I think about it, maybe someone in chat has seen. I haven't seen or heard about her doing any like extracurricular activities like dance or sports or
Well, the reason being is you can't. It's so hard to read that other Facebook.
right.
I mean, just having somebody, let alone to go through and read exactly what some of the stuff means, but then you have to put it into this perspective that it's Romanian mindset that's writing it. So certain things in English language that when you translate it over is not, they're not going to mean the same thing that like
Right.
in Romanian language is going to mean. So it's going to be real difficult to understand like the whole sense of it. Does that make sense?
It does, but you would still see pictures like, like a soccer jersey or a dance photo. Like, they
Looks like they
travel.
traveled around a lot.
Uh-huh, definitely. Did you want to pull up that Facebook possibly and see
No,
if no?
I'll let it. I'll let the translators get their hands on it and go and
Okay.
see what it means, and then maybe
Yeah.
Wednesday or something, I'll be able to go over it. Or if you
Okay.
guys can go over it tomorrow or something, and
Yeah.
catch me up on what's in there, because I haven't even opened it up yet.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I don't know. Why are they in North Carolina? What made them move there?
Well, I did some research, and there's a big Romanian population an hour away in Charlotte and in Asheville.
But
So maybe she wanted to be around, people that spoke the same language and stuff. Like a comfort thing.
Oh, that's interesting. North Carolina is also very similar landscape to Romania. Mountains.
Oh. Huh. Well, maybe in their travels that she fell in love with it or something, reminded her of home. Yeah, mountainous.
Yeah, they do, don't they, Lee?
See what Phoenix said? At her home. You know what? I think I did.
Yeah, but you need to make sure. I just read she was. Make sure where you're reading that from, though, because some of the news articles will twist it. But if you go to Cornelius's webpage for Cornelius PD on the Facebook page.
I did read that too. You can almost miss it if you didn't read it twice. What you digging into?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I just was going over some more of the pictures.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm on their police site right now.
Yeah.
I don't see her picture like first thing or anything. I'm gonna have to search it. Oh, is that?
You might be on the wrong one because this is their.
Contact us. Is it? Oh, you're on their Facebook. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. I said like their page to begin with.
right.
Was last seen in Cornelius. As missing after she was last seen in Cornelius is what they're putting in their statements.
Okay.
So they're not saying at her home.
Well, someone is, though. It was reported.
Madalina Cojocari, who was last seen in Cornelius on November 23rd.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Past few hours, the FBI. Let's see what their original link says. This says. So it says the juvenile was last seen at home on the evening of November 23rd, 2022, and has not been seen since. That was their original.
Uh-huh. That is so vague, you know.
I want to see what they say here, and it's not. See, they still say that. I think that's where Phoenix was getting that from. Oh, Fox News. But I mean, people are releasing what this one says, and it says that was last seen at home on the 23rd, and it has not been seen since. Well, then that doesn't make sense. But they've switched it to Cornelius as opposed to at home.
Now, as far as marriage goes, if they married, then she becomes a citizen. So she would have to be an American citizen.
Well, when did they meet?
Actually, they're not married, actually. Well,
it takes time. It doesn't just happen.
Right. But there was the post where she had said that she wanted to lose weight before she got married. And that was 8 years ago. And her name never changed, which doesn't mean that they didn't get married.
This is interesting because in the weight loss video, the mom mentioned that she wanted to find a job so that could have made her a prime target for trafficking. And the fact she has a child could have increased that risk. Interesting.
Oh, I see. Oh, they're married. The page was 2016, the marriage party. Oh. Oh, after 5 years. Okay. Huh.
No, I agree. I played that at the beginning here. I actually really, really liked that little thing that they did. I mean, I don't know. I just don't like to go point fingers without evidence. Because there's a lot of different things that could be going on here.
Well, yeah, there is actually a lot of different scenarios.
What else you got? Anything else?
That's about it for now, to not stir up any more speculation or untruths.
Well, I think it's good to speculate, but yeah.
Right. But I could all day long, and I think let's wait till Monday or Tuesday after both of their I guess their arraignment or their court appearance, and see what is said. See what they're going to do with that. The courts.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be one to follow.
Okay, so
Um,
5 years is the key. Okay. So that prevents people from marrying just for that reason. You got to tolerate someone for 5 years to get that citizenship. Yeah, that's something they need to do is they need to work on. So now that all the schools, my kids are grown, but now that all the schools have turned to like the internet and emails and stuff with reporting kids missing, eh, they they got to be careful with that one because I mean, it used to be you'd have to answer your phone. You know what I mean? To be told your kid didn't show up at school, but now they just leave a lazy recording. And what if you don't get it? Or you accidentally delete your messages or something? I
well,
don't know.
has there been an actual press release? No, no actual press release. But this is what was bothering me is they actually went and spoke to the school, but how many times did the school reach out to them? And was something said that she was sick or something would not come in like days ago, so it wasn't alarming.
Yeah.
We don't know those answers yet, and over time those will come out. But
Yeah. Oh, Evangeline, I'm sorry. That's very heartbreaking. I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people, and that's no. So mean.
yeah. Okay, thank you. My kids. School calls and texts me every time my kids miss. Yeah, but there's some that don't. It just depends on where you're living at.
So you get a call and a text? So that would be good because they're like doubling up on their communication. I'm trying to remember. I just remember the actual phone calls. I don't know. It's been a while though.
Yeah.
Oh, a call and a text. Oh, and an email. Okay, that's cool. I thought this would be back in the mid 2000s, but I thought you could also go online and at least in high school and see if your kid was present at their class.
But it just depends on where you are and what school you're at. Because my boys'
Yeah,
school don't call or text.
that's what I don't like. I don't like that it's all so individual.
Well, I mean, each school has different policies, and I mean, some of these schools don't have workers either,
Yeah.
or can't afford to have somebody or an automated system in order to do that type of stuff.
Yeah. Well, if he had a different type of job, I'd say, well, maybe he met her on a business work trip. I'm addressing Evangeline's comment down there, but how do you meet someone in Romania when you're from Michigan? I don't know. Pen pals, maybe. Well, they don't call it that anymore. I don't know what you call pen pals on the internet. I don't know. I don't know these things. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Well, it just depends on the different. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It just depends on the different schools. So some schools
Right.
have money to put into budgets, and some don't.
Right.
So it just depends on kind of where you are.
Well, I just get really mad when it comes to safety. I think that needs to come before, you know,
Yeah.
anything else. A new slide or whatever.
Yeah. We'll wrap this one up, I guess, and
We'll have more next time soon.
yeah, I mean, that was a lot of. There's a lot of information out there already.
Yeah.
just keep plugging away at it. Something's gonna give, and I mean, hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, they post their bail on Monday and they're out. I have a feeling they won't be talking to anybody, but
I'm going to only say hopefully if they're innocent.
well, we'll see. We'll see both ways either way.
Okay. All right. I'm going to drop down, but I just want to say thank you, everybody who's following this case. And it was nice to, toss around ideas with everybody. And everybody opened my eyes a little bit more on this case. So stay tuned, and we'll talk about it again this week. Kelly being bossy. That's right. Boss out. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, Kelly. All right. That is going to, hold on here 1 second. I guess here's what we can do together in this case is share her poster. If you're not, I mean, there's always what ifs. What if she's out there by herself? Or what if she walked away? We don't know. We don't know. We have to continue sharing the poster, sharing her story, and continue to show the missing flyers. I'll put this up onto screen here. So there, this one's been posted several places. So definitely, I mean, there's tons of places to share this. There's also ones that Duchess has made. And it also helps. There's 322 thumbs up here. So the more people that hit the thumbs up, the more comments, the more people that see it. So continue doing all of that stuff. It all helps at the end of the day. Tune in tomorrow, because tomorrow it looks like I'm going to be doing a Lucian live. I haven't done a live on Lucian in a while. And that will be tomorrow evening, I believe, at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If the time changes, it should be fine at 8 p.m. tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be the only live tomorrow. It'll be at 8 p.m. For Lucian Munguia. He's a missing child out of Yakima, Washington. So that's a case that I've been working on. I do have a playlist for that. So, all right, everybody. So there's her missing poster. This is Madalina Cojocari, age 11. Brown eyes, brown hair, 4'10", 90 pounds. She was last seen wearing jeans, pink, purple, and white Adidas shoes, and a white t-shirt and jacket. If you have any information or seen Madalina, please contact Cornelius Police Department at 704-892-7773. If you see her, like if you're local there and you see her, don't contact the police department, dial 911. So like if you see her at a store with somebody else, contact 911. Get an officer to respond immediately. This, you'll have to sit on hold for a second and she could be gone by that time. So anyways, until next time, everybody. Oh, I can show you guys this too. My new shirt. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there it is. Anyways, until next time, if you see something, say something.